Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another home video review from us here at FlickDirect, and today's home video review is Zack Snyder's 300. So Zack Snyder's 300, or I should just say 300, came out in 2007. To give you guys a little idea, I believe I was in 7th or 8th grade when this film came out. Good freaking god, time passes by. In 300, we primarily follow King Leonidas, who is played by Gerald Butler, as when somebody from the Persian army is sent to him to say basically, hey, we want to own Greece, essentially. King Leonidas says, hell no, kicks him into this pit, and while he cannot muster a massive army, he and his 300 soldiers go up against the Persians' army. Now, I know that's essentially not the greatest way to explain the plot of 300, but honest to God, that is really the best way that I can give the most simplest version of the plot. A 300-man army going up against the Persian army led by the god King Xerxes. So to give you all my quick review of 300, this was a movie that introduced me to Zack Snyder. I love Man of Steel, I love Watchmen, I love 300, and I love Dawn of the Dead. Is 300 a great movie per se? No. But is the movie a lot of fun, and is it a badass movie that has great action sequences with great CG? Absolutely yes. What you're getting here in this movie is, it's not a great plot. All that you're getting is just a movie that is full of testosterone, amazing action sequences, great visual effects, and a lot of slow motion. And if that's what you want, that is what you're getting out of this movie. And honest to God, I remember seeing this when it first came out with my dad and my brother. I saw it again, and now that I've seen it in 4K, I gotta say, I think I still enjoy this movie a heck of a lot. So getting into the audio and video quality, starting off with the video quality, 300 and 4K is presented on an aspect ratio of 2.39 by 1. And one thing in particular that I was really curious to see is that, as you all know, if you guys followed the behind-the-scenes production of 300, 300 primarily was filmed. I mean, there were some nice practical locations. Well, not practical locations, but practical set. But the film, a lot of it is filmed on a green screen or a blue screen set in order to replicate the comic book like visuals from the graphic novel. And I was really curious to see how those visuals would hold up in 4K, and I gotta say, for the most part, I was genuinely surprised by just how good this movie looked in 4K. Now, obviously, I will say this really quick. Not everything looks good in 4K. There are a couple of backdrops you can tell look really, and they really just don't look that great. They sound like a sore thumb. But there are a couple of backdrops I was thinking, this looks even better than I did when I first saw it in theaters. It even did when I saw it on Blu-ray. The HDR even makes it look even better with the color palette that punches it out even more so. Seeing the skin tones and knowing that it was filmed in 35mm, there is definitely more grain on this one than I expected. I mean, it's not so much the point where it's distracting. Whenever a film is shot on 35mm and it's presented in 4K, even though it was, I think it was presented in 2K, and this is actually upscaled to 4K. The 4K upscale here actually still looks really, really good. Now, obviously, not the entire thing looks great in 4K, because if you see some certain shots, they look a little bit softer than other shots. But I will say that 95% of the time, this movie looks really, really good, and especially seeing the action sequences, oh my word. And of course, since this is 300, there is so much over-stylized blood. I mean, god dang. Now, I will say this again, there are some spots that don't look as great as others, but I will say for the most part, I was genuinely surprised by how good this movie looked in 4K. Now, getting into the audio quality, 300 does have a Dolby Atmos mix along with a Dolby True HD 7.1 surround sound mix, but holy crap, this movie and its Dolby Atmos track, man, does it have a punch. The set piece, of course, the infamous "This is Sparta" when Leonidas kicks the Persian into the pit. When you hear that kick, you feel that darn kick. It has a great amount of bass. The soundscape of this movie, when you hear the battle sequences, it feels real. Like, oh my god. The hits, when you hear the clashing of the swords, it sounds amazing. When you hear the stabs, it is just, I was really impressed by how good this movie sounded. Now, the Dolby Atmos mix sounds amazing, but the Dolby True HD 7.1, I did test that out as well. It sounds really good as well. There's a couple of shots where you see all the Persians coming onto the Spartans, hearing the surround sound all around me. Not gonna lie to you guys, god dang, the soundscape is really, really impressive. It makes it seem like as if you're right there. The dialogue also sounds very clear. Everything is very well mixed. Nothing sounds like it's overblowing in terms of the audio, but trust me guys, if you have a great sound system, you're gonna have an amazing time with the film's battle sequences, because my word, do they have a great punch and bass them. I mean, oh my word. And finally, coming on to the special features, I will say that in terms of the 4K release, there's only one special feature, and that's an audio commentary, which I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed by, because given how this is a 4K version of a really fun and badass movie, if you ask me, I was expecting a lot more. Now, however, even though the 4K disc doesn't really come with that many special features, just one, which is an audio commentary, the Blu-ray disc, however, does come with the same special features as the previous Blu-ray disc, which is Fact or Fiction, the Frank Miller tapes, which is a really interesting feature, along with the Making of 300, which I really recommend you guys watch. So overall, guys, what we have here is a really fun, if not a total blast of an action film that has some amazing battle sequences, terrific video, some stellar audio, with some, you know, special features to which I wish the 4K disc had more of. But guys, nonetheless, if you haven't seen 300, and if you have always wanted to, pick this up in 4K, and if you have a great 4K HDR screen with an amazing sound system, trust me guys, you're in for a hell of a treat with this one. I hope you guys enjoyed our home video review of 300. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell whenever the latest video from us goes live. If you guys want to see any of our previous 2 home video reviews, please click either right there or there. And of course, until our next home video review, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys.